Hello everyone, this is Lewis at Predict Wind, giving you a quick demo of the remote navigation capabilities that the Predict Wind Hub can provide you. So we have Bob Etter in the Bahamas right now. I'm currently in Tennessee, and he's underway. I'm logged in remotely to his hub, and we see that he's got remote access enabled, and he has his NMEA port, mapped to remote support. So if you take a look at the port forwardings here, you see that NMEA 183 localhost 11102 is being mapped. If we go to the remote access URLs, you notice that we have the typical HTTP URLs, which is what I'm using to log into the unit, and then we also have the NMEA 183 port number, which is the internal port 11102, which is being mapped to port 2656. Now if you go to NMEA, you'll notice that we have our NMEA 183 repeater set to port 11102, which is basically how we came up with this entry here under port forwards. So anyway, so we've got remote access to the system, and we're showing the NMEA 183 feed. In Active Captain, actually open CPN, which is what I'm using now. We can go to connections and edit the connection, and we want to set our TCP connection to remote.rdsensing.com on port 2656. And as soon as we do that, we basically can then capture the NMEA feed that's coming off of Bob Etter's boat. Additionally, I have a plugin here that is called Dashboard Tactics enabled. Let me show you how to do that. If you go here to Settings and Plugins, you notice that the Dashboard Tactics is enabled, and if you go to the Preferences, you can select what instruments are being shown. And so right now I'm showing the position, GPS compass, apparent wind angle and speed, speed over the ground, depth, magnetic heading, and speed through the water. So again, those instruments are being shown in this panel over here. The NMEA feed, I can just show you that. Let me just go ahead and do that, show you real quickly what that looks like. Yeah, I'm on a Mac, so I can use the command line tool here to run a program called netcat to remote.rdsensing.com. I'll make that bigger so that you can see it. And I can give it the port number, which is 2656. And there's the NMEA feed that's basically coming from the vessel real time. So you see that it's pretty quick. It's coming over his LTE connection using the Alive service provider in the Bahamas. Okay, so back to the boat. I'm just going to go ahead and center that. So we notice that, unfortunately my charts aren't very good for the Bahamas, but we notice that we see AIS targets that are being transmitted from his AIS receiver, and we also see his current position, GPS compass heading, his apparent wind speed and direction, currently 20 knots out of the northeast. We see the speed over the ground. We see his depth. Now he's got two depth transducers, and so both of them are coming through, and that's why you see the bouncing between the two levels here. So he's got one that's sitting at the bottom of his keel and one that is sitting close to the water line, and so he's got about a 1 meter difference between the two, and so you see the bumping difference. You've got his magnetic heading, and you've got the speed through the water being recorded here, which is a little different than his speed over the ground. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, we can just sit here and watch him travel today. So I just wanted to show you that. Pretty cool to be able to in real time monitor and view the the data that is streaming over the internet from a vessel that is underway. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Thanks.